Good morning and quick Millionaire by 50. Today is Monday, July 6th. As I've decided to institute, Sundays are off, so I wasn't here yesterday. That was a good thing. It's family day, still had gigs, but other than that, it's family day. Today I want to step away from the mental building blocks of getting rich. We've been talking practically about just mindset and the laws of the universe and how they affect your mindset and goal setting and all these things, which is important. But at one point, you actually have to start talking about um, in real money. And so, first, we need to understand what money is, where it comes from, and how you can make it. I think we understand those basics to some extent. What money is, it's pretty much money is really just a symbolic thing. Um, it only has worth because we attribute a worth to it. Because let's face it, depending on the country you're in, it's a piece of paper or a piece of plastic, and they're all cut the same. They just look different, and some have different values. The only difference between a $5 bill and a $100 bill is the design. Um, so money is just a value we give to something, and it's designed to be exchanged for goods or services. So you don't have to barter everything. In the old days, if you needed bread, you only had to barter for it, but if you had nothing the other person wanted, you were out of luck. So money became the universal barter tool, which became symbolic to represent a certain value that's traded for either goods or services or time. Pretty basic history lesson. Now, how does one make money? Several ways. Let's start with the more ridiculous ones. They still happen, but these are the ones you can't really count on. Um, you can get a windfall. A windfall is technically when you get money for no reason other than it just happened to land on your lap. For example, winning the lottery. It happens. People play all the time. People win all the time. But if you rely on winning the lottery to become rich, odds are you're not going to get rich. Um, let's just call it happy bonus money, but don't ever count as lottery for your retirement plans or your surefire method to get rich. It's not going to happen. Um, Slightly less risky, but still quite risky, is gambling for it. Some people are professional gamblers, and this is how they earn their income. But these are people who have really studied their games and are willing to take risks and take a lot of risks and lose a lot of money too. Still not really recommended unless you happen to be a phenomenal bluffer, poker. Other games of random chance like roulette and stuff, it's just random and the odds are stacked against you. Uh, you win one of those, it's happy money, but you can't count on that to make your wealth. Inheritance is a little less risky, but it's still there. I mean, some people know they will inherit a fortune eventually, that money's coming to them, and for that they rely on it. But I think for most of us, an inheritance is not what's going to make us rich because unless you already come from a wealthy family, it's not really a thing, you know. That, oh, I had a rich old uncle I never knew about who left me everything. That's a plot device in movies and books. That's not something that really happens. So for most people, money comes from just a few reliable sources. The most obvious one is having a job. Nothing wrong with having a job. You trade your time for money, and during that time, you perform a task or a service or something. Um, the other source of money. Well, actually, in the job, there are certain levels. You could be an employee and you have a fixed hourly rate or a fixed annual salary. I think that's where most people are. You can be an entrepreneur, meaning um, your rate isn't fixed. You are in charge of your business. You are in charge of earning your own income, and it fluctuates depending on your client base. Um, the beauty of entrepreneurship is that there is no cap, there is no ceiling, there is no this is how much I make a year, and that's that. Um, However, there is less guarantee of an income because if you don't run your business right, you don't get enough services, your income drops. Um, this is where I am. This is where my wife is. We are both entrepreneurs. Uh, the next level is earning income through investing. Now, investing falls into a category called passive income. Passive income is really one of the secrets where most people can gain their wealth. If you can earn money without doing anything all the time, that's great. I mean, passive income requires work. At first, you need to set up a passive stream of income, but once it's set up, you can let it go and it runs itself and it keeps earning money. Um, and that is often done through investing. For example, you play the stocks, you invest in good stocks and you let it run. We'll talk about stocks in detail some other day, compound interest and so forth. But you let that run. What happens is the money grows and earns interest and grows on itself, and you don't have to do anything with it. Um, Another form of passive investing is creating a self fulfilling product or service. Um, Depending on the industry you're in, that can be done, but sometimes not so much. I'm trying to find a good example right now without giving too much away. Um, but say uh, let's say a writer. You write something, uh, it gets published, and you get residuals. So on top of a flat fee for publishing, you get residuals. So excuse me, as long as your book sells, you get a percentage of that. You finish writing a book, but as long as the book keeps selling, you keep making money. So, for example, take J.K. Rowling, who wrote the Harry Potter series. She wrote the books, took them to the publisher, they pay for the manuscript, um, but she also gets a percentage of the book sales. And in return, merchandise and spin offs, all those movies, all those toys. I mean, um, J.K. Rowling became the first billionaire author. Um, so that says a lot uh, about passive streams of income that way. There's another category there of the passive income, which is the money lender. Um, Most of us are not in a position to do that because you need a lot of money to be a lender. But essentially, you lend money to other people and charge an interest rate for them to pay you back. So they owe you that. So whatever you gave out, you'll get it back plus a fixed interest term, which compounds annually. And you really can't go wrong with that. You just let other people pay you back. Um, Most of us are not in that position yet. I am, as I said, at the entrepreneur level, and I want to get to the passive stream of income level. Um, but the thing about the passive stream of income is you need um, either a good product or service that can earn passive income, or you need to invest. The nature of my industry, um, the product or service as a passive stream um, can certainly be done, but it's difficult. And you need, with today's society of everything free on YouTube, just like what you're watching now, it's hard to produce uh, entertainment people will keep paying for um, that way. It can certainly be done, um, but I've yet to come up with a great idea for that. So I'm choosing to go the investment route. I'm studying a lot on investment right now, and um, it's not something you rush into. You don't just say, "Oh, this looks good," throw your money in there. You do a lot of research, but once it's done, it's done. And I'll be talking more about the investment route on a different broadcast. Um, but for investment, you need disposable income to invest. If you need that money for rent and food, you can't be investing it right now because that's a long term thing and then you're going to starve or get kicked out. So I need to earn income immediately through my business. So for that, I need to focus on a few things. I'm specifically in the entertainment industry, um, primarily the children's birthday market. I do corporate functions as well, but essentially it is a live entertainment service. It's not focused on broadcast, it's focused on live. Hence, the residuals are a little hard to get. When you're focused on broadcast, you can get residuals from the pieces you produce. Um, Me and my staff are live performers. We go to parties, we go to events, we put on shows. So the only way to increase that business is to increase the value of the service I offer, make the customer experience a better one. There are other magicians out there, there are other balloon twisters out there, there are other character companies out there, there are other face painters and so forth. So what I need to do is separate my company from them. What makes me, I don't use better because I know as individuals we're all talented artists, and most of my competition are colleagues and friends. It's a small community. Uh, what makes me more appealing? That's the word I need. And what I need to do is offer a customer experience the others don't. So to do that, I need to focus on a few things, and this is what I've been working on. Um, First, I need to offer unique services. Now, some of my main staples, like I said, other people um, already do, but some of the things my company does, we're the only ones who do it. Um, I'm also the only company that gathers all of these services under one roof. And under the services, I have different categories. Again, we have your entertainment services. As I said, we've got magicians, balloon twisters, face painters, character parties, like heroes and princesses, stuff like that. Um, we've got puppet shows. We've got adventure escape parties, which is a unique thing we do. I've also got a second branch, which is rentals. We rent out bouncy castles and giant games. And I've got a third branch, which is add-ons to birthday services. So we sell cakes. We have an affiliate program with a baker. We also have loot bags, which are things that often parents forget to, or when you buy this stuff at the party store, make it right. They're very, very um, cheap plasticky things, or the bags wind up being expensive if you want to do quality stuff. Um, Me, I offer fun quality things that I get wholesale as opposed to retail. so I can pass it on to the parents at a very reasonable price. So already there, I've diversified that way. Um, the show experience, well, our focus, um, just as a company philosophy, is we want to make sure the kids have fun. And as long as the kids are having fun, the parents are happy. So our focus is on fun. But what else can we do as a customer experience is we can enhance the whole um, booking and follow-up procedures. When clients feel that they're dealing with a professional company who is on top of everything along the way, it makes them feel good. So there's things we do with the booking procedures. There's things we do with the follow-ups, and one of the things we can do with all that is to encourage people to um, stay up top of what we're doing and tell their friends about it. So right now, I'm instituting a couple of new programs. Uh, you are going to, I've been resistant to this for a long time, and it's silly. We're going to institute a newsletter, and the problem with the newsletter is it's like, I get those emails, I never open them. I hate that. I get subscribed to a lot of stuff, I don't read it. And because I have a personal um, aversion to these things, I was thinking, sending them out annoys everyone. And I was also thinking, what am I going to write about to these parents every week? It's not just this, or every month. That's not the same thing. It's. When we came up with this, I will be producing a set of instructional videos on how to do simple magic tricks for kids. We will be producing a little one-page, double-sided activities flyer. On the flyer will be magic instructions. There will be little games like mazes and jokes and coloring and all that stuff. So at a party, regardless of the party, every child at that party gets that handout. Now, on the flip side of that activities page is our ad, which just basically invites people to. Uh, I don't want to use the term subscribe. I think that turns off a lot of people, but essentially invite people to subscribe. Uh, and automatically every month receive a free uh, video instructional link, so that gets the kids happy. If you want to learn more magic, come here. But at the same time, every month we're going to be offering um, a discount on one specific service. You don't have to use the service that month, but as long as you book in that month and you redeem your code because you're a subscriber, you get 10% off that service. So, say for example, rent a Bouncy Castle in August, get 10% off. Come September, book a magician in September, get 10% off. So these are incentives, and incentives get people to want to stay up top on what you're doing, to subscribe, and to say, oh, this is cool, and oh, you refer for, oh, by the way, if you sign up, you get a discount on this, and oh, your kids want to see this, they want to learn this, this is great. And this is to increase the client base. And if you increase the client base, you have more income coming in. It's a better customer experience for them because they have all these extra things we're doing that nobody else is. And then I have that disposable income, that extra disposable income to invest. So that's the plan. Um, it's been running through my mind for a little bit. Uh, Last week I designed the flyer. This week I've got a colleague coming in to help me film uh, some videos for uh, the kids to be able to watch. And so in about 2 weeks or so, I should be in a position to launch this just in time for August. So when it comes around, we're gonna have a first promotion then, and just keep doing this on a monthly basis. And as time progresses, I will keep you updated on how much our subscription list grows. Anyways, it's been 20 minutes that I've been rambling. On that note, let's talk about today's gratitudes. Again, I'm grateful for another beautiful day. I'm grateful for the gigs I had yesterday. Um, I am grateful that yesterday, although I missed it, I was sad. I'm grateful that my daughter had a really fun experience with my wife. There was uh, an impromptu drive-in setup, and they did a screening of Frozen. My daughter just loves Elsa right now. So they went to see that, and she was very, very happy camper. Got popcorn and ice cream too, and she was just all giddy about it. And I love seeing her like that. I'm grateful for that. I'm also grateful for whatever opportunities will present themselves today, because they always do. On that note, see you tomorrow.